No one expected a human to be standing in the Grand Accord chamber, least of all me. The hall was carved from obsidian crystal and living metal, its vaulted ceiling arcing like the inside of a cathedral grown rather than built. Light from distant stars filtered through translucent walls, refracting into colors no human language had names for. Around me sat representatives of 100 alien civilizations, beings of flame and stone, silk-winged diplomats, towering armored generals whose species had ruled space long before humanity discovered fire. And at the center of it all, upon a throne that seemed to float above the floor itself, sat Queen Elthrixa of the Varelian Dominion. She was not beautiful in a way humans usually meant, but she was impossible to ignore. Tall, luminous eyes like molten silver, skin marked with faint bioluminescent patterns that pulsed with her breathing. Every movement radiated authority. The galaxy bent around her will. I was here because I was a mistake. Or maybe, as the galaxy was about to learn, a necessary one. My name is Elias Rowan, former systems engineer for the Terran Expeditionary Corps. I wasn't a soldier, diplomat, or hero. I fixed broken things, ships, relays, radios no one else wanted to deal with. That was how I ended up aboard a derelict Varelian listening station 3 months earlier, repairing an ancient transmitter no one believed still functioned. When I powered it on, I didn't expect an answer. I especially didn't expect her voice.
Clear. Calm.
Commanding. Unknown human vessel, she had said through centuries-old static. Identify yourself. That single transmission reignited treaties long considered dead. It proved the Varelian Queen was alive, isolated, besieged, and cut off from her empire by political sabotage. My accidental repair had reopened the last channel capable of reaching her throne world. By the time the galaxy caught up, it was too late to pretend it hadn't happened. Now I stood alone before the most powerful ruler in known space. The chamber fell silent as Queen Elthrixa rose. Her gaze fixed on me, and I felt it, not fear, but weight, like gravity deciding whether to keep holding me down. Human, she said, her voice amplified without technology, resonating in bone and blood alike. You restored what the galaxy allowed to decay. Murmurs rippled through the chamber. You restored me. I swallowed. My translator hummed softly at my ear, struggling to keep up with the layered harmonics of her language. I just fixed a radio, I said honestly. Some alien scoffed. Others leaned forward. The queen tilted her head slightly, a Varelian gesture of curiosity. Do you know, she continued, what that act cost the powers seated here? Screens ignited around the chamber, showing fractured alliances, exposed lies, secret embargoes that had quietly starved her people of communication. My repair hadn't just restored a signal, it had shattered a centuries-long political arrangement. I didn't mean to cause trouble, I said. Elthrix's eyes narrowed. That, she replied, is what makes it significant. She descended from the throne, each step measured, the chamber parting for her like a tide. When she stopped, she stood only a few meters from me. In accordance with the ancient accord, she declared, a being who alters the balance of the galaxy without coercion or demand is owed a boon. A collective intake of breath followed. Even I knew what that meant. Anything.
Power. Wealth.
Territory. Immortality. Entire star systems had been granted under this law in the distant past. The queen extended one clawed hand. Palm up. What do you desire, human? Every eye in the chamber locked onto me. I felt 1,000 expectations pressing in, hopes, fears, calculations. The galaxy wanted to know what humans would ask for when handed the keys to everything. My mind raced. I could have asked for Earth security, for technological leaps, for a place in the stars humanity had never truly earned yet. But as I looked at her, at the queen who had been isolated, betrayed, yet still stood unbroken, I realized something uncomfortable. She wasn't asking because she had to. She was asking because she wanted to know. I don't want power, I said slowly. The chamber stirred. I don't want worlds, or weapons, or thrones. The queen's expression sharpened, not anger, but focus. Then speak your desire. I met her gaze, heart hammering. I want you. Silence didn't fall, it collapsed.
Gasps. Shouts.
Translators glitching as delegates scrambled to reinterpret what they'd just heard. Some laughed in disbelief. Others surged to their feet in outrage. Althrixa did not move. Her bioluminescent markings flared bright, then dimmed. You desire me, she said softly. Yes, I replied. Not as property, not as conquest, but as someone who chooses you, without treaties or fear. Security forces shifted. Weapons powered up across the chamber. The queen raised one finger. Everything stopped. She studied me for a long moment, ancient eyes searching for deception, ambition, hunger. You understand, she said, that such a desire cannot be unspoken. That to accept it would alter succession laws, alliance structures, the very definition of rule? I know, I said. And if you say no, I walk away. No demands. No regrets. The galaxy held its breath. Then the queen laughed. It wasn't mocking. It wasn't cruel. It was free. For 10,000 cycles, she said, turning to address the chamber, rulers have asked what beings desire most when freed from fear. She looked back at me. You are the first to answer without trying to own the galaxy. She stepped closer. And the first to choose me. The chamber erupted. Objections flew. Legal challenges, cultural prohibitions, threats of secession. Althrixa raised her voice once, and silence obeyed. By ancient law, she declared, a freely chosen bond supersedes political convenience. Her gaze hardened. Those who cannot accept this may leave. Several delegations did. Others stayed, watching history reshape itself in real time. Later, as the chamber emptied and the galaxy recalculated, I stood beside her on a balcony overlooking a sea of stars. You could have had everything, she said quietly. I shrugged. Didn't need it. She studied me again, this time without crowns or protocol between us. You understand, she said, that I am dangerous. That loving me will make you a target. I smiled faintly. I fixed a radio no one wanted fixed. I think that ship sailed. For the first time, she reached out, not as a queen, but as a being. The galaxy would later argue about what that moment meant. Some would say humanity manipulated its way into power. Others would claim the queen acted irrationally. They would all be wrong. Because what truly shocked the galaxy wasn't that a human chose an alien queen. It was that, when offered everything, a human chose someone, not something.